Let me start off by telling you a statistic that you might not know. 3 in 5 Americans can't afford to cover the cost of a funeral whenever one of their loved ones pass away. Now, this might not be something that you believe because you might be in a financial position where you can pay for it. But trust me, when I was younger, I've experienced this several times. There was points in my life in which one of our loved ones passed away, and then when that time came, it caused more pain because the people in my family would argue about who would have to pay for that funeral. Then on top of that, the person who actually got chosen to pay for the funeral had to go into debt in order to cover the cost of that burial. At that point, I made an active decision in my life. I told myself, I don't want to just make money, but I also want to make enough money to make sure that I'm secure and my family's secure. So what I did was I created a 5-step plan that I followed meticulously because I wanted to make sure that something like that would not only never happen to me again, but never happen to another one of my family members again. Today I'm going to share my 5-step plan with you, and this plan helped me attack all of my problems no matter what arose. Hopefully preparing this way would help you attack your problems as well. Let's get into it. Step 1. Planning to take care of my parents. You may not know this, but the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services estimate that 70% of people over 65 will need long-term care. 70% is a staggering number, right? And I don't know about you, but when I was younger, my parents sacrificed so many things in their life in order to make sure I had a successful future, right? They weren't able to go on the dates that they wanted to go into because they was helping me pay for college. They would take me back and forth from football practice in order for me to achieve the dreams that I wanted to achieve for myself. So I think it's only right that I do the same for them. So the first thing I did was I sat down with my parents and I asked them, what does the future look like for you? How much do you have saved? Are you going to be able to take care of yourself when you're 65 plus? And how much help are you going to need? We sat down for hours and we talked to that plan. So I understood mentally, okay, this is what they're going to need. This is potentially how much it's going to cost. And now I understand how much I need to save in order to properly prepare to take care of them in the way they should be taken care of. So yes, I actively save for my parents, right? So whenever they need help or if their money ever start to run short, I've already been saving in order to help them get through the hard times that they may see. So one of the things you may want to think about is saving for your parents now, so when that time comes that they need your help, it won't seem like a burden. You'll be happy to help them because you prepared. Step number 2, planning for early retirement. I don't know about you, but I don't want to work forever. I mean, I love what I do and I love my job, but at some point in my life, I want to be able to wake up and just feel like the day is mine and I own every single minute of my time. So what I did was I looked out into the future and I understood, okay, how much is it going to cost for me to retire early? The first step of that was to open up a brokerage account. So what I did, I went and I opened up a brokerage account with Fidelity. It cost me $0 to open it. The transaction fees were very minimum and it was super easy to do. So now I invest in that brokerage account every single month faithfully, and it's automated, so I'm making sure that I'm doing it no matter what. I also maxed out my HSA, and on top of that, I maxed out my 401k. I'm doing every single thing that I have to do in order to retire early, and I'm also taking care of myself on the back end by making sure that I have the amount of money that I'm going to need whenever I get to 60, 70, 75 plus to take care of myself and not be a burden on my family. Step number 3, automating my kids' college fund. Honestly, I never realized how expensive kids were. And I'm talking about daycare prices, milk, diapers, clothes. There are so many different expenses that come up when you have kids. For those small things, it was kind of difficult for me to plan because I wasn't experienced enough to know about it. But one thing I can plan for is their college experience. I want to make sure they have all the education they need and they get to experience all the things that they want to experience in order to be the person that they dream of being. So I invest in them 2 different ways, right? They have an account that's only for college, and then they also have a brokerage account as well. So I plan on bridging those things to help them get into college and fully pay for their education so they can achieve all the dreams that they want to achieve. Step number 4, I invest in myself. One thing you got to realize is you're the centerpiece to every single plan that you make. So if you fail, the whole plan falls apart. So one thing that I do to make sure that I don't fail is continuously invest in myself. I invest in myself financially and I invest in myself mentally and physically, right? So I take care of my body by working out 3 to 4 times a week. I take care of myself mentally by constantly brushing up on skills. Like right now, I'm practicing learning Linux because I work in IT. And then I also work on myself emotionally, right? I'm constantly reflecting on the things that I do every single day. I'm journaling. I'm doing everything it takes to invest in myself so that whenever I create plans, I'm making sure those plans are successful because I have all the tools that I need in order to make that plan successful. Step number 5, protecting everything I built. Step number 5 is probably the most important step because you want to protect all the things that you built so far. So what that looks like for me, I make sure I have the proper life insurance just in case anything happens to me. And I want to make sure that my family is still taken care of even if I'm not here. I have a will. So everything that I accumulated thus far, I want to make sure it goes to the proper person, right? I don't want anybody to fight over my assets. I want to make them feel like it's for them and I want them to enjoy it. And number 3, I have an emergency fund that can protect me right now. I have 6 months to a year saved up, so if anything happens to me, I lose my job, something happens to my car, or I need repairs to my house, I have enough money on hand to take care of all of those things. It may sound meticulous, but I have a plan for a plan for a plan. I make sure that everything is set up properly so I know exactly how to react when I face problems in my life. So that's my 5 step plan to make sure that I'm taking care of myself in the present and in the future. No matter what happens, I have a plan to help myself go through that problem and not just face that problem, but properly conquer it in a way that I'll probably come out better on the opposite side. And I promise you, if you incorporate this plan into your life and you make sure that you're properly following the steps, you're going to be prepared for everything that you face in the future. And if you like videos like this, make sure you watch this one as well.